Mexico, a nation of deep spiritual roots and cultural traditions, has long been a land of paradoxes. Yet behind its vibrant facade of festivals, family, and faith lies a growing shadow, a chilling rise in satanic worship and ritualistic practices. This isn't just folklore, it's a documented epidemic leaving behind a trail of blood, fear, and unanswered questions. In the sprawling neighborhoods of Mexico City, the skeletal figure of Santa Muerte, Our Lady of Death, is revered by millions. Some see her as a saint of the marginalized, offering solace to the desperate, drug dealers, and even housewives. But for others, her veneration marks a darker shift. Police and clergy report that while many devotees see her as a protector, her image has increasingly been co-opted by satanic sects. In areas like Tepido, shrines to Santa Muerte sit behind altars featuring pentagrams, black candles, and offerings of blood, evidence of rituals far removed from Catholicism. In 2012, 8 individuals were arrested in Sonora for sacrificing a woman and 2 children to Santa Muerte. Investigators found traces of blood and burnt human remains at the crime scene. The accused claimed these acts were offerings to gain favor in their drug operations. No discussion of Satanism in Mexico is complete without the terrifying story of Narcosatanists. In the 1980s, Adolfo Constanzo, a Cuban-American self-proclaimed high priest, gained a following among drug cartels, blending Santeria, Palo Mayombe, and with his own sadistic beliefs. Constanzo conducted rituals promising invincibility and wealth. One of Constanzo's most infamous crimes was the abduction and murder of Mark Kilroy, a Texas college student. Police reports describe how Kilroy was tortured, his brain removed for rituals, and his remains buried alongside 14 others. Constanzo believed that the greater the sacrifice, the greater the power it bestowed. Investigators found a cauldron filled with human and animal remains, blood and ashes. Followers wore necklaces made from human vertebrate, believing these to grant protection from law enforcement and police. Catemaco, Veracruz, known as the Land of Witches, has long been a hotspot for spiritual practices. From the traditional healing to dark rituals, police records from the late 1990s through the 2000s detail an alarming rise in human and animal sacrifices in the region, often linked to satanic sects. In 2020, Veracruz police uncovered evidence of a satanic cult linked to disappearances in the area. Human remains were found arranged in pentagram formations, with symbols painted in blood. Witness testimonies revealed that these rituals were intended to invoke demonic forces for personal gain. In Mexico City's infamous Tepido neighborhood, satanic practices have become intertwined with crime. Authorities report discovering altars hidden in drug dens, adorned with satanic symbols and its items used for sacrifices in 2019. Police raided the Tepido gang hideout and found ritualistic paraphernalia, including black candles, animal bones, and traces of human blood. Members confessed to using rituals to curse rivals and evade capture. One of the most disturbing aspects of Mexico's satanic epidemic is its influence on youth. In 2013, a group of teenagers in Chihuahua was arrested after brutally murdering a classmate as part of a satanic ritual. Police reports described how the victim was tied, mutilated, and his blood used in a ceremony aimed at summoning demonic power. The Catholic Church in Mexico has become increasingly vocal about what it calls the rise of the occult. Father Andres Lopez, an exorcist, reported a 50% increase in exorcism requests over the past decade. Many cases involved individuals claiming possession after participating in satanic rituals or Santa Muerte ceremonies. One victim, a 19-year-old from Monterrey, recounted how joining a cult promised him protection but instead led to terrifying hallucinations and violent behavior. His family turned to the church after traditional medicine failed.